Hello, I'm Paola Ranova, and we're here to talk about confidence today. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that and that you like this video and share it with everybody you believe will benefit from the content of confidence, right? And today we're going to talk about confidence about your body, about your soul, about your rational abilities, mental confidence, and spiritual confidence as well. Confidence of the body, of the soul, of the mind, and of the spirit. But before we dive into these specific areas, what is confidence? Confidence, in my opinion, is a state of being in which you are yourself and you don't apologize for it, and you love being who you are, and you act in the world from this place. So, confidence is literally not only a state of being, but it's actually an attitude. It's something that inspires your actions, that comes from self love, that comes from self esteem, that comes from generosity, even, because generous people are confident about who they are. But these are different essences, and I really want to focus on confidence right now. So it has to do with acting in the world from an authentic place on all levels of existence, right? So if you want to talk about confidence of the body, you need to observe your health and your body image, your fitness, your how you see yourself aesthetically as well. And there are different things that they must have different priorities in your life. So the most important thing, of course, not only regarding confidence, but regarding everything in your existence, is the health of your physical body, right? Taking care of your physical body and being a healthy person. So people who have physical illness, that does shake their confidence, their self-confidence always. Being ill is not a pleasant state of being, and it does kind of shake in some people, most people, or at least some people's sense of confidence. But regarding fitness and body image and aesthetics, this is intimately related with confidence. The health of your body is a more complex thing that requires us to look at other aspects of consciousness, and that's not the theme in this video. But when it comes to confidence regarding your body image, they're intimately related. So I want to ask you, how do you feel in your own skin? How do you feel about your body image? Do you think you should have to pay more attention, have more time, dedicate more time to your fitness? How do you feel about your features, anything regarding your body, your hair, your face, whatever? Just ask honest questions to yourself and ask yourself if you accept yourself as you are, or if you think things could be better regarding your body image. And if you allow yourself to change what you believe can change, or if you allow yourself to just be who you are, if you're healthy but you're not very happy with your body image, where is that coming from? Are you reacting to other people's judgments? Or is it something that you need to resolve with your own image in the mirror? So a lot of people are fine with their bodies, with their physical body image, but they live in such intense environments. They're surrounded by cruel people or by a cruel society, which is very much so the case of everyone in a Western society, with these, mass culture standards of how a physical body should be. And people judge each other based on these concepts that change historically, right? Even throughout the decades, a body in the 60s, a beautiful body in the 60s is different from the 70s, from the 80s, from the 90s, and the year 2000 as well. And, centuries ago, standards of beauty were different too. So ask yourself, if you're trying to bow down, if you're making yourself unhappy and you're lowering your confidence levels because of, mass culture standards of beauty and body image, or if specific individuals in your life demand you to look a certain way regarding your body image, that's one thing. And confidence regarding that has a lot to do with not caring about what other people say or do, because once you live, you want to live up to the standards of others, you're giving them your personal power. You're giving your power away to them, and the leads of your life are being given to other people. But if your sense of confidence regarding your body image has to do with how you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror, knowing that you're not manifesting your best potentials regarding your body image when you look in the mirror, that's your relationship with yourself. And this really has a lot to do with the choices that you make regarding either making peace with your body as it is and allowing yourself to have the pleasures that you want to have as long as you're healthy, regarding your food intake and your movement and your exercise routine. That's one thing. Or changing what you don't like and really giving yourself permission to eat, not eat whatever it is that you love to eat that makes your body a little chubbier, just to give you an example, or making time in your daily or weekly routine for physical exercise if you love doing that. Because some people don't give themselves permission to dedicate more attention for self-care regarding their food and regarding their exercise routine. So just ask yourself, are you going to get more pleasure eating something that will require you to work out to burn off the calories, but allowing yourself to have that balance? Or are you just going to, not have such intense exercise routines that are killing you because you're trying to live up to a specific standard from external demands of other people, or if you're doing this for yourself? So just when it comes to confidence regarding the physical body, ask yourself, who are you doing this for? Are you eating a piece of chocolate cake a month, which doesn't kill anybody? It's not that you're eating a whole chocolate cake every day. A piece of chocolate cake a month won't kill you, especially if you have an exercise routine, right? Do you allow yourself tiny pleasures or not? Do you allow yourself, on the other hand, to really take care and nurture your body because you want to be fit and you want to look good you want to have a beach body, you want to look good in a bikini? If you want to do that, you need to allow yourself to take chunks of time off your week or day to exercise and build the body you want, because you want to love yourself when you look in the mirror. And it's for yourself, it's not for others. That is self-confidence regarding your body, specifically your body image. Of course, I will say this again, your physical health is primordial. It is priority always. But observe if you're too rigid about your diet and exercise routine and how your levels of confidence are intertwined with the choices you make and the routines that you have. When it comes to confidence about your soul, this is mostly about emotional confidence. This really has a lot to do with who you are, knowing yourself. Basically, confidence on a soul level, confidence of the soul, is connected to knowing yourself on a deep soul level. A lot of people do not take the time to know who they are. They don't take the time to know themselves better. If you don't know who you are, you don't have confidence of the soul. You don't have confidence on a soul level, on an emotional level. There's not much else to say about confidence of the soul. Okay, it's pretty much self-explanatory. So ask yourself these questions and check in with yourself. How much do you know who you are? How much do you know your emotions? In knowing your emotions, what do you think you need to change? Knowing your personality, if you have personality flaws, how much do you need to change? And you can change yourself. You can change who you are. You can dissolve a lot of suffering in your life, a lot of suffering in your soul, the more you know who you are and you allow your higher self to shine through your soul. And it really is about honoring your truth, your real self, who you truly are, instead of wearing masks to please others. So as I said, confidence is one single essence that shines through all the areas of life, right? But some people have more confidence with the body, less with the soul, or vice versa. So we become fragmented beings in our culture, and we can change that the more we have clarity about these specific attributes of our spirit, confidence being one of them. When it comes to confidence of mind, mental confidence, it's a different ball game. It's a different story because it has to do with sharpening your brain power, really dedicating yourself to expand your consciousness and becoming stronger intellectually. And you can do this every day. Very practically speaking, if you read 3 pages of a book you've never read before a day, you are going to strengthen your mental abilities, your rational intellectual abilities, and you will become a much more confident person on an intellectual level, confidence of mind. So people who watch the same movie all the time, who read the same books all the time, keep going back to the same books. I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's actually good because it's going to be another book because you have a different mindset. 10 years later, you're going back to a book that you loved. Some books are timeless, right? But also, in parallel to that, expose yourself to different literature. And I've become used to hearing people say in the past few years that they don't like to read, they don't care about books. I'm not going to read books, don't give me books. That is really a very self-limiting kind of habit. But there are audiobooks, so listen to an audiobook for 10 minutes every day if you don't like to read a book, right? But don't sabotage yourself without nurturing your brain power, without food for thought, without intellectual nurturing. This is going to make you feel a lot more confident. And some people go beyond themselves and are intellectual machines, and all they do is read and all that. But if they don't tap into their souls and know themselves and don't heal emotional wounds, that is going to be a very imbalanced life. If you only have intellectual confidence and no confidence of the soul, and if you abandon your physical body, you're not going to be confident on a physical level either. You can even make yourself sick with your sedentary habits if you're only an intellectual who is completely disconnected from your physical body and from your soul, right? So I do encourage confidence, real, beautiful, truthful confidence will, as I said, shine in all areas of your life. So having confidence only on a mental level, on an intellectual level, is not going to be a very fulfilling life. It's not going to create a very fulfilling life. But we all need intellectual confidence. Every human being feels more confident when he or she nurtures his or her brain power. Okay? Which leads us to spiritual confidence, which is, to me, the most important one as long as the other levels of confidence are fulfilled. What is spiritual confidence, in my opinion? It's when you surrender to spirit, when you truly know that spirituality exists and that the infinite abundance of life comes from spirit. I'm not saying here that you should become a spiritual fanatic, which I'm going to talk about soon when I talk about spiritual confidence. I'm saying that if you have a sharp mind, if you've sharpened your brain, if you know yourself on a soul level, if you're okay with your physical body, if you feel good about who you are, genuinely, you will have spiritual confidence, and you know that there's something beyond matter and that there's something beyond intellectual, rational abilities, something beyond reason. I do believe that everything is logic, everything is logic, but not rationally logic. There is spiritual logic, there is emotional logic, right? And in the 21st century, science is becoming closer, just approaching spirituality and being able to explain a lot about spirituality, including energy. right? So we have quantum physics, we have the biology of belief, we have morphogenetic fields, we have neuroscience. There's so much in the 21st century that is embracing the subtle reality that goes beyond matter, that a materialistic mindset is actually an enemy of spiritual confidence. So, spiritual confidence to me is surrendering to a higher truth that goes beyond matter and goes beyond reason, which doesn't mean you're going to become gullible or have a childish type of spirituality. So, what I call childish spirituality is magic thought. It's people who are infantile on the emotional level, who don't sharpen their brains, who don't defy their rigid belief systems. That's another thing regarding a mental or intellectual confidence. It's when you put your belief systems, your rigidity, and your judgment to the test. Whenever you feel like you're judging someone, that is a mental ability to judge another person or to judge yourself. But spiritual confidence will bring a new perspective in which you will dissolve judgment from your mind because you want to surrender to infinite love, unconditional love. Calling yourself spiritual or developing spiritual confidence doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become a loving person. I have met people who are spiritual, who are very aware of the spiritual realm and of spiritual reality, that are cruel. They are not loving people. They are aware of spirituality, they embrace it, they surrender to it, but they are not loving. So that means that on the soul level, there is no confidence, right? On the other hand, some people are very loving, very spiritual and loving, but they don't put their beliefs to the test. They don't expand on their rational abilities and they don't sharpen their minds. So that's again a fragmented kind of confidence. So, spiritual confidence to me, as I said, is surrendering to the reality of spirit and knowing that infinite abundance in the world can manifest through spirituality, but it can walk hand in hand with your brain power, with your soul connection, with your emotional health, and with your physical body as well. So, the biggest enemies of spiritual confidence, in my opinion, are people who have attachment to their egos, to the control of the ego on a rational level, and they disqualify and dismiss spirituality without really knowing what it is, just because, right? Because they're still thinking with the minds of their ancestors. It made sense, as I said, in the Middle Ages, in the Renaissance period, to fight blind faith from the Middle Ages, but we're in the 21st century now, so there's no reason for us to disqualify spirituality. And we know that science and intellectual abilities can embrace the fact of spirit. So people lack spiritual confidence when they think that the rational mind is the ultimate realization of a human being, when they dismiss spirituality as something like magic thought. These people lack spiritual confidence. They do not have the courage to surrender to a higher, more transcendent reality. And when it comes to the other enemy of spiritual confidence, it's the people who have exactly the magic thought, right? Who don't contribute to the spiritual world and to the spiritual mindset, a healthy spiritual mindset, because they use spirituality as an escape mechanism. It's what I call spiritual escapism. They use the spiritual realm, to run away from emotional pain so they don't have confidence of soul. And they do not, as I said, test their beliefs and bring in the beauty of brain power and the beauty of science and rationality into their lives. So it becomes a childish kind of spirituality, blind faith, spiritual escapism, whatever it is we want to call it. So I hope this has brought you some information and especially questions so that you can ask yourself these questions and come to your own conclusions as an independent beautiful human being who wants to progress in your spiritual journey, in your spiritual growth and personal growth journey, and that this brings you expansion of consciousness and confidence about your body, your soul, your mind, and your spirit. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon.